Yes, I do. It's not 10.0. It's 1.0. And that's why
it's 0, Jacob. You're lying. There's no point there.
Dude, just stop and let me do what I'm doing. Okay? Please. See? I did.
Dude, you're lying. Dude, like that does not equal 6.
6.
Dude, it's not 6. Stop putting 6.
It's, you put that there. Times 10 equals.
Dude, you're lying. That's not even... Dude, Jacob, that's not correct.
Let me do what I'm doing.
Dude, Jacob, 2 times 2 does not equal 6.
Would you stop, please?
I mean, you're lying. You don't know how to do this, Jacob.
Yes, I do. Just please stop.
Put 1.4 because that's what it actually equals.
There's no 1.4.
Yeah, no, because you're not typing it in the calculator, dude.
1.4 times 10. Okay.
Dude, but there's no 14. Jacob.
Stop.
Like, dude, you don't know how to do this, Jacob.
And don't touch my pencil. It's my pencil every time. I'm getting really sick of it.
Yeah, and you're really unfocused. Like, we need to work, Jacob.
I already know what this is.
Yeah,
To
no,
get
you
an
don't.
initial velocity, multiply the acceleration
Jacob,
by
you're
the
getting it
time, then subtract it
Like, you
from
don't
the
know
final
how to do this,
velocity.
you're lying.
I want you to stop.
The cyclist's
See, look,
initial
I'd be
velocity
fine with that if you
is
wrote
4
fifth grade.
meters per second.
Like, dude, you're lying. We don't know how to do this. Stop! Please. Stop.
Jacob, let me hear that tone again.
Dude,
Sounds like this.
like, you're lying, dude. You keep on trying to grab my book.
Oh, no. Please.
Dude, Jacob, you're lying. It was literally on my book. I saw it.
Sounds like this. Dude, lifting up the car.
Jacob, I'm kind of over your tone. If you have a problem, what do you need to do? Raise your hand. Stop arguing. Matthew, you're getting marked down on kind.
He was trying to grab my book with his finger.
Well, you're fighting and arguing instead of telling me. You're getting marked down too, Jacob. Matthew, get on your side of the table. On your bottom. Get your book out of there. Now. You're doing science.
Describe velocity versus time graphs.
Kind of done.
Describe velocity versus time. In a velocity versus time graph, time is plotted on the x-axis in seconds, and the velocity of the object is plotted on the y-axis in meters per second. Let's take a look at how to interpret or how to explain a velocity versus time graph. A diagonal line that's moving straight up to the right on a velocity versus time graph has a positive slope. And a positive slope on a velocity versus time graph represents increase in velocity as a result of the object speeding up. You can see that here on the graph. So at 1 second, the object has a velocity of 1 meters per second. At 3 seconds, the object has a velocity of 3 meters per second. And at 5 seconds, the object now has a velocity of 5 meters per second. Since there's a change in velocity, we can say that the object is accelerating. And since the change in velocity is a result of the object speeding up, we can say that this object has a positive acceleration. Next, let's take a look at a diagonal line that's pointing downward this time. So, a straight diagonal line that's moving down to the right on a velocity versus time graph has a negative slope. Negative slope on a velocity versus time graph represents a decrease in velocity as the object is slowing down. And we can see that if we look at the graph. At 1 second, the object has a velocity of 8 meters per second. At 3 seconds, the object now has a velocity of only 5 meters per second. And at 5 seconds, the object has slowed down to a velocity of only 2 meters per second. Since the velocity is changing, we can say that the object is accelerating. And since the change in velocity is a result of the object slowing down, we would say that this object has negative acceleration. Speed versus time graphs are almost identical to these velocity versus time graphs. A speed versus time graph can show how the speed is changing. But it's important to remember that speed does not include direction, so speed is always a positive number. Next, let's take a look at a horizontal line on a velocity versus time graph. A horizontal line has that zero slope, so it represents no change in velocity. Here, at 1 second, the object is at 2 meters per second. At 2 seconds, the object still has a velocity of 2 meters per second. At 3, 4, and 5 seconds, the object still has a velocity of 2 meters per second. So you can see why this line is then horizontal. Since there's no change in velocity, we would say that there is no acceleration. So a horizontal line on a velocity versus time graph has a constant velocity and is not accelerating. Finally, let's take a look at the y-intercept. The y-intercept on a velocity versus time graph, where the line crosses the y-axis right here, represents the initial velocity. So, for example, on this graph, the line is crossing the y-axis at 10 meters per second. So, the initial velocity on this graph is 10 meters per second. Interpret the velocity versus time graph.
Do this one, please. Do it now because last time you had something protracted.
You were supposed to share.
A line with either a positive or negative slope on a velocity versus time graph represents a change in velocity. Segments
Okay,
A
so it's
and
just
C
positive.
show acceleration because these segments show change in velocity. The velocity of segment B is a constant 40 meters per second. The slope of the line on a velocity
Take a
versus
picture
time
of
graph
anything to
represents acceleration. Remember the equation of the slope. And the slope equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1.
side. Put your foot on your side.
Marlon, Sheila, can you remind JR to keep your bathroom down there?
Put your foot on your side.
Thank you.
Miss Grantham, I'm just like tapping my foot and Jacob's getting all annoyed by anything.
I'm sorry?
I'm just tapping my foot and Jacob's getting all annoyed by it.
Stop tapping. I told you it's annoying yesterday, right?
Yeah, but he has his foot.
But I told you it's annoying me. I told you to stop earlier. Stop tapping. People are concentrating. Right?
Yeah, and he kicks my foot in response to that.
Jacob, don't. You'll get a referral.
I have my
Flat
foot
out.
right here.
You know what, guys? That's it. Both of you are zeros on the point sheet. I told you stop repeatedly. Do you need to both lose recess today?
No.
Why don't we do that? You guys can come in here and sit at recess and stare at the walls.
No.
You're not understanding when I say stop. Right?
I'm trying, but
No. You don't get to kick someone, Jacob.
I have my foot
You have lunch
right there.
detention today.
Use the velocity versus time graph to find
Matthew,
acceleration.
go ahead and close the computer. You guys separate. You guys can use this time to work on history. Separate. Now, both of you have lunch detention today. You guys want to be picking at each other, continually fighting. You kicked him. I'm going to call Miss Ledoux up here.
I didn't kick him.
He
Oh.
said you did.
He's lying.
Yeah, I don't believe you did.
My life sucks.
Grantham to Ledoux.
And Croce are out at district admin until about 11.
Do you have time to come up to my room for a second, please?
Doing some student interviews in an emergency.
No, just when you can.
I'm just like studying this and like
Back away. You need to take your stuff and go over here. Now, Jacob. You guys aren't going to go to class until you can figure it out.
My life sucks.
Grantham, do you need me up there right now?
Just when you can.
I'm going to be tied up quite literally almost all day. But if you need a tip, I can flip up.
I had a friend hit another friend.
I've never hit him.